I I just realized I've never made a 5 of 10 video. I failed you. All of you. Dishonor.
All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where today we're taking a look at 5 of 10 because, well, she's one of the best officers in the game and one of the very few officers that as soon as you get her, she's good. So whether she's tier 1, tier 3 like I have her, or if you've been able to max her by spending a oobles and gooble amount of money that you could have spent on Rev Deuce's house fund, please support the house fund. Donate in the comment section below. But look at 5 of 10 as a whole, and this is an officer that you talk about some people, depending on your RNG, can get in the late teens, the 20s, or maybe the 30s. But whenever you get her, she becomes an immediately viable option to throw out on a ship in PvP, in PvE. She's very common to run in Armada setups where a lot of people love pairing her with 6 of 10. If you've been with us in our Captain's Quarters Discord over the past week or so, where we talk about the Franklin A, pairing her with Kang in 6 of 10 has been a fantastic combination, as well as with Khan, who's always a good one. But this is a card that you can get in premium and ultra recruit pools, which is very difficult, to get, but still that's easier to get than say Giorgio or Lorca. So you have the ability to grind on that a little bit and try to work towards getting her. So if you do unlock her, what exactly are you getting her? In this video, we're going to cover the math of everything, including the officer ability and the captain's ability. For those who haven't seen us, how we, do some of this testing, we're going to get out our D4. You can do a D3 as well, just because it's easy to track the firing pattern and stuff like that. And then we're going to have Mbanga. Now, because her her captain's ability uses health, and to make sure that the test stays equal, we're going to have her on the bottom of the ship and then Mbanga at the top. And Mbanga does nothing for the ship itself in terms of officer ability, especially nothing to mitigation, but this makes sure that the crew stat percentages are the same so we can see an actual change in mitigation, if any. So now we're going to pick a hostile, and I'm going to go for the highest this system offers if I can find one, which is a 32. And that one we can't even attack because this game has frozen hostiles at random intervals.
2 hours later.
So, oh, hey, we're hitting now. Great. Haha. So now what we're going to do is take a look at this battle log and determine how much damage we took, but more importantly, the mitigation between us and the hostile that we hit. To do that, we bring out our handy dandy calculator. Haha. Got to have the math, but first we got to open the log. Okay. So we'll go in here and we're going to see our first hit. We mitigated 10,000, 10,414 divided by 17,483, 59.5% mitigation. All right, so 59.5. That's our starting level with Mbanga as captain, and then her below decks. Now we have to hope that that's going to increase with her ability. Now, so what we're going to do to test that, and the easiest way is we're just going to swap. So she becomes the captain. So now we're getting a rough of what her captain's ability does based on 1,300 health, which is an extremely small amount. Like, you're level 19 and able to create this amount of health. So now we need to go find the exact same hostile that we just hit and hit it again. So now we have another 20 seconds that we have to have a conversation about. Well, things are going up pretty okay for me. We have the channels growing. We have another Star Trek game we're playing, Star Trek Legends. It is Apple iOS only. So rip my son's iPad, which is basically my iPad now. I promise I didn't steal my son's iPad. But yeah, fun games. It's a good time to be a Star Trek fan. Hey, we're hitting again. Woohoo! Okay, so now what we're going to do is take a look at this log and also take a look at the mitigation numbers and see how it changes, if it changed at all. And that will help us determine what her captain's ability is doing at the basic level. So here we have a 12,598. So let's do, we were at 59.5. So now it's 12,598 divided by 18,152, 69.4. So we essentially rose up 10% in our mitigation. And this is at a very, very basic level, by the way. And keep in mind that I'm not talking about this from a, we've loaded up 10,000 in terms of our stats. So here's what is working, actually, to give you an idea of what we're actually talking about here. So when it comes to what she's increasing, it's these numbers right here. So you've got it directly across, so armor piercing over armor, shield piercing over shield deflection, accuracy over dodge. And when I'm raising the armor and the shield deflection, her numbers are increasing it above the armor piercing and shield piercing of the opponent's ship. And when I do that, I get close to higher mitigation levels. Remember, 71.9, or right around 72%. Is max mitigation. So when we got to 69.4, we're actually getting really close to as high as we possibly can. And that is what she's giving you. And remember, the more damage you mitigate, the less that actually reaches your ship, so the less damage you are taking. But that's not the only thing that makes her so freaking useful. It's also her officer ability, which most people are familiar with because they love using her in armadas. And as you can see here, I have 959 cargo in my hold, and if we find another level 32, hopefully there's one around. Come on, give me another 32. All right, but we can use this one even though it's frozen. So you can see here, I've got 959 cargo, but I could only win a little bit over 600. So what is that, 605 cargo. So obviously the officer ability works. I got more cargo, and that is this one right here. I'm sorry. I guess I got to go into the ship to show it. Recall. But anyway, her officer ability increases the amount of resources that you get from a kill. So she's very popular to run in armadas, because in armadas, let's say you've got armada credits and you got a limited number, running her guarantees you're getting more than what's displayed. So if you're only going to win 600, but you've got a 50% bonus, now you're winning 900 credits. And that's not stealing it from anybody else. You're simply getting more. All right, so we're going to do a quick heal, and then we'll show that officer ability so we can actually, be legit in what we're talking about. So right here, the 510 increases my amount because I've got her to tier 3 by 60%. But here's a fun fact that you might not have known. And I've been hesitant to put this on video before, but I'm going to now because at this point, it's been in the game a long time. And it's always worked like that, and they know it works like that. So if they change it, they're screwing around with established mechanics. And if you remember, we've gone on tirades about that. And if they change this, not only will I be mad, level 50s will be mad, level 42s will be mad, level 1s will be mad, everybody will be mad. And we don't need mad after we just had that mining event. That was mad enough. So let's take a look at this level 31. Why am I doing that? Because we're going to be taking a look at this right here. See that 109 bonus? Yeah, see where I'm going with this? Maybe you don't. But let's take a look at faction rep. Because believe it or not, she works versus faction rep. So my Romulan is currently at 6284910. 6284910 after hitting a couple of hostiles. Now we're going to go hit another hostile. And we're going to see if that increases more than 109. Attack. So if it increased by 109, I should go to 6,285,019. All right, the attack is completed. Where did we go? Oh my goodness. We went to 6,285,089. So we got 70 more rep from a 109 kill. So if you did not know, this is something that makes her extremely valuable and useful for grinding when you're trying to rep grind, is she works for rep. She literally works for everything that is a bonus in the game. So whether it's, loot from a hit, whether it's rep, all of those things get magnified from her officer ability. And this is another one of the aspects that make her so strong. Not only is she a fantastic PvP officer, not only is she a fantastic PvE officer, she now is a fantastic grinding officer. So you're looking at one of the most valuable cards in the game. And now you understand the basics of the mechanics of how the captain's ability works. And now you understand the basics of the mechanics of how the officer ability works. One more tidbit to throw in here about 5 of 10. And that is in regarding full synergy. A lot of people like to, synergize their officers. And that makes sense. I get that. But I will make a note here. If you raise up her synergy to max, and this is what it would, I actually don't think I have another card. So it's a 400% on both sides, so that would be 1,000%. I actually don't have another, I think I can, look, I think that ship's on, it's deployed. So just imagine it's 1,000%. You already saw at 200% against a hostile, we were almost at 60, almost at 71.9 or 72%, which is max. This is redundant. You should never ever do max synergy on 5 of 10 because there's really no point. You reach a point where you can't get any higher in your own mitigation than what she is giving you. So it's always more prudent to run something like 5 of 10 Kang Khan when you're fighting in an armada. Or I'm sorry, 5 of 10, 6 of 10. I should have clarified that. 5 of 10, 6 of 10, and then Khan in an armada or even against your Franklins. And I know the Ultimate DJ mentioned that in a podcast recently because you're reaching past the point of max mitigation. I don't know if he mentioned the max mitigation part, but that whole working against Franklin A's is very useful. But if you're ever in an armada situation, or if you can only raise your own mitigation so high. So make sure that you're not overdoing it. 3 is too much. It's simply not getting a bonus at this point. You replace one of these cards with literally anything, a con, an anti-faction officer, you're getting a better result than if you were running max synergy on 5 of 10. Hopefully this video on Borg Jaylah has helped you a little bit. Hopefully you've been entertained, and hopefully you still love me because I still love you. Live long and prosper. Stay safe, other Space Cowboys. Check out all the videos on the channel because if you don't, I will feel very, very badly. You're awesome. Bye-bye. Much love. And we'll catch you on the next one, which is probably tomorrow because I put out videos every day.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.
An even better outro than the intro for the Empire and glory to your house.